So I just got done watching the A Ward versus Eazy the Block Captain conversation on 15 Minutes of Fame. The question is, who has the better quill? But I got a better question. Is A Ward really Eazy the Block Captain's end game? Let's talk about it. What's going on, everybody? This is Temperature Check. I am your host, as always, man. Mr. Check the Temperature. How y'all doing? And I wouldn't be who I am if I ain't do what I do. So shout out to all my brand news and my day ones. Make sure that you like, comment, subscribe to the channel. And of course, man, make sure you cop in that Temperature Check apparel. T-shirts, hoodies, hats, all that for cheap. All you got to do is tap in. We're going to make it work. Tap in with me. But 15 Minutes of Fame had a very interesting face-off between Eazy the Block Captain and A Ward. Now, this is what I'll say. Respect to both of them because, again, these are two of the hottest free agents that we have in battle rap. When you think of marketing, level of consistency in their performance, you think about their performance, you think about the material that they present in their battles. These are two of the top overall battle rappers in the world. But the conversation is this. Although there's mutual respect, it only can be one at the top. And, you know, A Ward's laying out a bunch of different battles for Eazy the Block Captain. He's talking about the twerk battle. He's talking about the Mook battle, talking about the Geechee battle. He's saying you got to use all those as warm-ups just to get to me. A Ward, I need you to slow down a little bit, my boy. I know you feeling real good, real saucy coming off of that phenomenal performance on Chrome 23 anniversary card. I'm not mad at you. You know what I'm saying? The slow down, again, you rock the room, performance of the night. Eazy the Block Captain. You cannot take that away from A Ward. That's what it was. It was clear as day. It was clear as day. In the building, he had performance of the night. But the question is, who has the better pen? Who has that quill? I think it's two different types of quills, to be honest with you. But if we were just to compare who has the better pen, in my eyes, I do edge that to A Ward. Now, that's not taking nothing away from Eazy the Block Captain, because I feel like Eazy the Block Captain covers the board in a lot of different ways. I think we're, you know what I'm saying, one of the more lopsided categories that Eazy the Block Captain covers is in his believability. Now, obviously, A Ward, you're, as a Christian battle rapper, you have a lot of believability because, for the most part, from what I know about you, you hold true to your Christian faith. You know what I'm saying? I've talked to you personally. We've hung out personally. You know what I'm saying? You good with me. But I think Eazy the Block Captain carries a different type of believability. He presents a different type of perspective. He presents the perspective of the streets, the perspective of the overall community and battle rap. So I do think when you talk about some of those matchups that A Ward highlighted in that conversation with Eazy the Block Captain, based on the material that both of those battlers will be presenting in the battle, when you think of Eazy versus Twerk, Eazy versus Geechee, Eazy versus Mook, the content and the presentation is going to be similar. Not exactly the same. Not saying it's going to be exactly the same, but I'm talking about the content in which they talk is going to be some similarities. But A Ward presents a different type of battler because he does so much. Like I said, Eazy the Block Captain covers the board, but A Ward also covers the board in a lot of different categories. When you think about his ability to freestyle, his schemes, his angling, the rebuttals and things of that nature. Now, these are things that Eazy the Block Captain has. He has, you know what I'm saying, he has the schemes, he has the performance, he has the angles, and he has some of the most original angles that we've heard him present in battle rap. Some of the topics that he touches on in his battles, you don't see a lot of other battles touch on those topics with the precision and the intentionality that an Eazy the Block Captain does. But I think when you talk about A Ward and A Ward truly believing that he is everybody's toughest opponent, I think he is, just based upon the content in which he battles from. It's very hard to attack the Christian faith when, let's be honest, most African Americans believe in Christianity. Now, obviously, you know what I'm saying, we can definitely get into the religion talk. You know, Eazy the Block Captain is Muslim. He, you know what I'm saying? So salute to all my Muslim followers and supporters and everybody out there. I know y'all are observing Ramadan, so salute to y'all in the last few days of that. But when it comes to battle rap, you know, A Ward is one of the more difficult people to beat if you are not white. I don't like, his Achilles heel seems to be battling white battle rappers. Respectfully, I got you losing to Big K. I got you losing to Soul Khan. This is where I'm at with it. I've done bar recaps. I've watched these battles over and over again. But when it comes to you battling the brothers of the community, I think that there's always a bit of shock value that is directly correlated to A Ward when he battles a Geechee Gotti, when he battles a Rum Nitty, when he battles a Vixen. For some reason, people do not, I don't know what it is, but for me personally, I don't think people give A Ward enough credit for what he does. Because one, he don't really cuss when he battle, which is, hell, it's even hard for me to hold a conversation without cussing. Two, he doesn't use, you know what I'm saying, if he talks about drugs, he's going to be talking about you selling drugs. He's going to compare your drug life to what he does. And there's a bit of shock in that. But because he does limit himself on the content that he can present, he has to be a little bit more creative with his pen. And that's why I would edge A Ward in the pen category. But when it comes to believability, when it comes to delivery, things of that nature, I think that's when Eazy the Block Captain, he might slightly edge A Ward in some of those categories. But I do think this is a battle that needs to happen. I do think this battle needs to kind of develop a little bit more of a storyline than what it is right now. Outside of just we wanting to see them battle because they're two of the best. When you think about Eazy the Block Captain, and A Ward even brought this up in the conversation, Eazy the Block Captain is very strategic and intentional about the battles that he takes. And if he's presented a battle that he does not want or he does not have interest in, unlike some battle rappers, I won't say all battle rappers, but unlike some battle rappers who may just look at the monetary value of battling somebody that they don't want to battle. Eazy the Block Captain looks at the battle and understands who he is as a battle rapper and what he needs to be able to perform at his highest level. So again, he's big on storyline. So this is a nice, you know what I'm saying? This is a nice seed that's been planted with the A Ward and Eazy the Block Captain. I do think we need to stretch this storyline out a little bit further. Obviously, you know, there's platforms that would love to book this battle. RBE on a maxed out Eazy the Block Captain versus A Ward, crazy. If you go to Chrome 23, both of them have been on Chrome 23. You got the Performance of the Night versus the male face of Chrome 23. The storylines are starting to develop, but let's keep them in the incubator, keep that under a nice heating lamp for, you know, like another 6 to 8 months, and we'll revisit this conversation fairly soon. But this battle is one of the battles that when it does happen, it's going to stop the culture. I do think, although A Ward is not I don't think he is a in-game by name. He is in-game by talent. Let me say that again. A Ward to me is not in-game by his name. The name A Ward does not assimilate with an in-game type figure. But his ability, his consistency, his level of execution does warrant in-game consideration. You know, when even in sports, they've been talking a lot of, after the NCAA, they've been talking a lot about who are the blue bloods in college basketball, specifically men college basketball. Obviously, UConn just won an national title. I think that's their 5th title in the last 25 years. So they're asking, should UConn now be elevated? Should their name now be elevated to a blue blood? And a lot of people are saying yes. And a lot of people are looking at those original blue bloods like the Dukes and North Carolinas and the Syracuse and the Indianas. And they like, you got to update your resume. You cannot be considered blue blood for college basketball if you're not winning in college basketball. So we need to revamp, recategorize this. That's why I think if you recategorize what an end game is right now, A-Ward gotta be an end game based off talent level, not based off the name, not based off what battling A-Ward could do for you, but based off his execution, his talent level, and his consistency. Some of these people that we consider end games don't even be bringing 3 rounds of material. Some of these people we consider end games are only good in certain platforms, or in certain, they can only present well if they have a bunch of different things working in their favor, like battling in their home state, maybe battling in a state that they reside right now, or maybe bringing, you know what I'm saying, X amount of supporters on stage with them to drown out, you know what I'm saying, the naysayers that might not be rooting for them in the battle. But this battle has so much potential. This battle has legs, but I need this storyline. I need it to just, let's let it develop. The seed has been planted. It's been watered. Let's let this flower grow. Let's let this flower grow. Let's let this flower bloom and blossom to something that we really want to see. When it's at its peak, Eazy, the block captain, and A-Ward will maximize this battle. This battle will be a 1 million view battle. These are the facts. So y'all let me know what y'all think. Who has the better quill? And should A-Ward be considered an end game? Y'all let me know what y'all think about that, man. Shout out to my brother Deadass Talk, man. Shout out to the battle rap community, all the supporters. If you rock with me, I appreciate you. If you don't, I still appreciate you, because I still got time to make you a supporter. But this is Temperature Check. I am your host as always, man. Mr. Check the Temperature. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel. And you know the motto. I ain't just getting started. I've been here. Quit playing with me.